Welcome to lesson 3, lure training. Today we have Bo, and we're going to be doing position to position. So what I mean by that is we have 4 positions. Bo. We have front, side, heel, and we have center. And we want to go from one position to any of the other positions multiple times without our dog losing focus. Now, I just said them and then did the position to let you guys know what I call them, but for now, we're not going to be naming the positions. We're just going to have him focus on following his lure and being confident with going from one position to any of the other 3 positions. We don't want to do a pattern. That'll help him pay attention, have a positive association because the game is fun. It's always surprising. This is active obedience, and I can only do it within his attention span. Most dogs, completely untrained, have about a 10-second attention span, maybe 15 seconds if they're older. But a dog that has been doing this sort of stuff for a while will get up to about 30 seconds. Once we're ready to do position to position, we're looking at that 25, 30-second mark. But when I'm teaching something new, I'm going to cut that in half. So I'm going to do this for about 15 seconds with him and then break. And then eventually, as it's not new anymore, it's just the drill that we do, it'll bump up to what is a normal attention span is, which is about 30 seconds for him. Then once I go outside and I start using it in practical senses, I'm going to bump it back down to that 15 seconds until it's not new, it's not novel, and it'll go back up. That's kind of a general rule of thumb that I have for my active obedience. We have Bo. He's excited. He's in this heel position because he's got a positive association with being in this position with me. And I'm just going to have him go from one position to the other and then release him every 15 seconds or so. But at the same time, I'm doing it randomly. I might just do one position. I might do 3. It doesn't really matter what time, as long as I'm shortening it and making sure that I keep giving him victories, keep acknowledging all the good stuff he's doing, and keep it a positive experience for him that's not overly stressed by me asking too much of him. I move away if he can't go straight. Okay. And I waited about 2 seconds before releasing. He wasn't sure if he was going to go to another position or if I was done. He was paying attention to me, and then I let him know he was releasing. I fake it till I make it. If he got up and walked away, I wouldn't really be able to do anything about it. I'm not ready to do anything about it because if I do something about it too soon, I'm going to have a negative association with releasing. He's not going to like it. But at the same time, I need him to stay engaged with me and only be released once I say it, because active obedience only works if I say when it starts, I say when it ends. Okay. Very good boy. Very good boy. Now, what movements do we do to get him into these positions? Why is he moving XYZ way? Well, first, I do the 180s. If he's in side position here, I bring him out, his butt comes off the ground, and then I flip my hand 180. That's how we get him into front. It's like a question mark. That's front. In between the legs from the front. Once he's in center, the most important position that we need to work at this point is put him into center and then put him into the other positions. That's going to set him up the most for success. I need to turn his head, and I need to keep my arms as tight as possible. So when I go here, I turn, and it goes straight to the hip, and then I do the bowling heel motion. Once his head's turned, my leg goes back. That gives him enough room to do a 180 from center. And then I finish with the normal heel position. Same thing if he's in heel and I need to make him go side, which is what I call my other one. I have it in his face, and then I go to my hip. He starts moving, and then I just do the reverse bowling. From here to center, I just do front, and then I do center together. Front, center without him sitting. Turn his head, step back. 2 seconds. Okay. And we got a good release. We got good positions for all of them. and I only need to do 3 or 4, and I'm teaching him to pay attention and be confident with his movements. I acknowledge every one of them that he does. I do them randomly, so he just has to pay attention and guess to the best of his ability. Oh, I dropped it. He got a free one. That happens. Oh, right back into it. Good job, though. Good job, though. He hasn't been released. Okay, he's released. I do this for, depending on my dog, 1.5 to 3 minutes, and I stop. I give him a break for a few minutes, and then I can re-engage, maybe an hour, maybe 4 hours, but I need him to have breaks and then come back to me in order to have a positive association with the change from passive obedience, him just accepting the rules of his environment, and active obedience, him only paying attention to me and doing positional drills. I don't name them at this point. I'm just doing visual communication, because if I name them and he doesn't do them very well, maybe he's sitting like cockeyed, like I'm here and he's here, then if I name it, he's going to think that that's correct, that he does that every time. So I need to do things like go to a wall and then do heel in a wall. So he's straight, clicking, and then move to where I'm doing that in the open and he's still in a straight line before I name it. So lesson 3, I'm not worried about naming my commands. I'm just worried about having this fun, active obedience drill that I can use practically to keep my dog focused on me, having fun, and be able to have him in dynamic positions that I am confident that I can keep him in, keep him under control, and get him out of any situation that we're going to be in. And the only way that I can do that is with positive association, a clear release word, and working on his technique before I start naming them.